All right, so in this video, I'm going to go over one of our first Zapier actions, and this is going to be how to get a notification whenever somebody pays a general invoice. Now, in our last video, we went in and we actually created an invoice. If you remember, we created this invoice right here through our chatbot using the Invoicing You Zapier action of creating a dynamic invoice. So now I'm going to show you how you can get a notification when somebody actually pays those invoices. All right. And what you're going to do is you're just going to choose Invoicing You from here for your trigger. And then in this trigger, you're going to choose Fetch General Invoices. All right. And then you're just going to pick your Invoicing You account. And this is now going to pull in some samples. And you can see here's the samples of all the stuff that has been paid. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and actually, I'm going to get some more samples. And while this is listening to samples, I'm going to go in and actually pay this invoice real quick. So now I'm going to pay this invoice. Now that I pay this invoice, I'm going to get the data right here through Zapier. That data is now going to be available in Zapier once this invoice actually gets successfully paid. Now you can see this is successfully paid. And now you can see I just got this new data in Zapier for that invoice. You can see it was a memo for a bunch of stuff. And I want you to notice that this is why we want to pass that chatbot ID, is because what I'm going to do is I'm going to give, and I'm going to show you the full demo of how to actually get a notification when somebody pays your invoice. All right. So now I'm going to use this. Now I'm going to continue. This is pretty much all you need to know on the Invoicing You side. Everything else is going to be completely custom to what you're doing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send some data back to my chatbot, because I'm going to assume somebody just paid in, one of my chatbot users just paid my invoice, and I want to send some data back to my chatbot. All right. So I'm going to use a webhook by Zapier, and I'm going to use a post hook here, and I'm going to use the same thing here. And then I'm going to also make this JSON. I'm going to use my same bot ID because it's for the same bot. I'm going to use the user ID, and this time the user ID is going to come from this invoice. It's going to be this ManyChat ID. It doesn't matter that it's ManyChat or ChatFuel. It's the same thing. I'm going to use my token here, my broadcast token. I'm going to use the same payment update message tag because that's what this is. It's a payment update. All right. And then remember this block that I created, this paid invoice demo? I'm going to use this block right here. This is where I'm going to send the user to. So I'm going to use this. And now there's a couple things I probably want to do here. So I'm going to create this. I'm going to say, hey, first name, thanks for paying your invoice. And then let's see, what data did I get here? Do I get an invoice ID here? I got an invoice ID here. Let's see if I got an invoice ID here. Let's look and see. I do got invoice ID. This is 2425. That is a different ID there, so I probably don't want to do that. Invoice ID right there, 19052, 19052. So I'm going to put that in. So I just want to say your invoice ID. All right. And I'm going to send this data back. I'm going to send this data back here. I'm going to say invoice ID. And then this right here, this value is going to be that invoice ID. And then if I want to send something else, like I can send in invoice amount. I'm going to send that data back, invoice amount. And then I'm pretty sure that I've got a total there. And I'm just going to put in front of that, I'm going to put a $sign. All right. And then what else do I have here? Do I have any other good stuff here? I don't have a link to the paid invoice, so that doesn't matter. And that's all I'm going to put here for this. All right. So that's all I'm going to put here for this. And then now I'm going to continue and I'm going to test this out. And I can see it says, hey, John, thanks for paying your invoice, blah, 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 for the total of $455. All right. So I'm just going to put in here a number sign because I want a number sign there. And then now I'm done. So I'm going to go in and just finish this up here. And then I'll run through the entire demo for you. All right. And show the entire demo from creating the invoice and now somebody paying it and me getting a thank you message that it's been paid. So I'm going to do invoice training here, invoice training. All right, so here's another invoice that I'm going to create. What do I want? I don't know, what do we want to buy? Anything? Vodka. How many vodkas do we want? We need 4 vodkas. We're getting 4. It's going to be $10 per vodka. $10. That's right, $10 vodka. Vodka for me and for you. We're going to have some vodka. All right, so now it's going to create my invoice here. There we go. It's just created my invoice and given my invoice back. And you can see I can open that invoice up. You can see it's for John Vaughn at Tier 5. It's for vodka, $10 a piece. I'm getting 4 of them. It's a total of $40. And you can see that it's for vodka for me and the support people. So I'm going to go in and make a payment. John at tier5.us 4242 4242 4242 4242 1121 123. I'm going to go ahead and pay that. And then you'll just see that I'll get a message automatically in Facebook that's going to say, you know, thank you for paying that invoice. That's turned on. Now this has been paid. Now I want you to notice that this is not an instant zap, all right? So it is going to take a couple minutes for that to go because it's not an invoice. It's not an instant zap. So if I just go in and actually run this zap, then you'll see that now it will actually send out my message. And now I got my message. It says, hey, thanks for paying your invoice, blah, 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 for the total amount of $40. So now my chatbot has been able to realize that this invoice has actually been paid, and I can fire off custom actions based on somebody paying that invoice. So now you should understand how to use that particular Zapier integration. And then in the next videos, we're going to go over the next one.